Welcome to the bold analysis tonight. I want us to go directly to a Twitter page of Honorable Ben Momanyi, who is a governor aspirant in Nyamira County through the Wiper Party. I wish he did a post today, the 30th of May, and this is what he shared in his Twitter page. I wish to most sincerely thank our party leader, His Excellency Kalonzo Musoka, for always making sacrifices at the critical moment when the nation needs us. We shall now join the Azimio campaign trail. On June 8th, the Nyamira team will be hosting our flag bearer, Right Honorable Raila Molo Odinga. Moments after he did this tweet, that was like 4 hours later, he flew with Raila Odinga to Kilifi for the burial of Rabbi MP William Kamote. Honorable Ben Momanyi was elected through Wiper Party in 2017, and he is a Wiper member of parliament, sitting Wiper, I think Bomasi member of parliament, but he's now seeking the governor seat there through the Wiper Party. That happened today. The very 30th of May, there was a National Executive Council meeting that was supposed to be held at Kalonzo Musoka's SKM Center, but it was postponed last minute after Kalonzo Musoka allegedly called the members and informed them that he needed more time before engaging them. What was expected was that Kalonzo was going to tell the Wiper the neck his final decision as far as vying for presidency is concerned. Now, after this happened, Raila Odinga flew to Kilifi, and in the Kilifi, while addressing the mourners there for the burial of Rabbi MP William Kamote, and may his soul rest in peace, he gave his speech, and by the way, he was invited by Amason Kingi, interestingly, despite the fact that Joho was there. But Amason Kingi is Kilifi governor who was elected through ODM, and now he's a member of Kenya Kwanza, but is the person who invited Raila Odinga to speak in that burial ceremony. And he conveyed condolences, and also Stephen Kalonzo Musoka. I want us to listen to that part a bit. Now, that was for the first time that Raila Odinga was mentioning the name of Kalonzo Musoka in the public since the day he announced Martha Karua as the running mate, when he was also making it public that he had appointed Kalonzo Musoka as the chief minister in his cabinet. So for the first time, he was coming over to drop a hint that they are in conversation with Kalonzo Musoka. Someone might say that perhaps Raila is fond of doing this. At some point, he mentioned that he called Kalonzo, I remember, during a KCC event, and Kalonzo was very annoyed. So maybe Kalonzo sent him to share the condolences or not. But what he wanted to communicate to the audience was that he is in talks with Kalonzo Musoka and President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Now, what captured my attention and what I understand from Ben Momanyi's tweet is that it seems Kalonzo Musoka has already instructed the Wiper Party candidates to join Azimio la Umoja campaign trail. The rally is supposed to be on 8th June. 8th June is next week. Yes, next week. I think that will be next Saturday if I'm not wrong. Then the planning for that rally is underway, although we are not yet sure whether Kalonzo might be attending it. But I may be wrong, but it's possible that he's likely to attend that rally, and is being organized by the Azimio team. Well, now the Wiper candidates have formally, or rather officially, been allowed to campaign for Raila Molo Odinga. That is, I think, the latest. Tomorrow, or rather 31st of May, Kalonzo Musoka is expected to give a press briefing in Karen, announcing his official position as far as the 2022 contest is concerned. And in my understanding, that will be the last statement that is going to offer on this and make sure that this matter is put to rest. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this video and you have not yet subscribed, I want to humbly request you to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell. Something that is worrying Azimio supporters is a question, or rather Raila supporters, is a question of, do you think Kalonzo is still carrying him with himself the Ukambani block, or now the dilly-dallying has also made his Ukambani block a little bit undecided, or they have also lost confidence in him? So what I think is happening for him to maximize his comeback for Raila Odinga, then there are things that he must get right. Before even going to campaign for Raila Odinga outside Ukambani, Kalonzo should publicly campaign for Raila Odinga in Ukambani. It must and it should start from home. Even if he's going to be flanked by the Wiper leaders, it is most likely to be there. Gideon Moi is going to vie in Baringo for the Senate seat. Yes, and of course that means that he might not play a very big role in the mainstream politics, because he's also facing a tough opposition from Baringo, from the UDA candidates. So for Raila, for Kalonzo to make sure that he whips his troops, or rather his voting bloc, to Raila Odinga, whether they're going to make a joint rally with Raila or he's going to campaign Ukambani, but I have a feeling it should start with Ukambani. Then 2, restrain Wiper leaders from illicit, divisive interviews. I have mentioned as something that Wiper leaders have been in a problem, especially Dan Maanzo, Enoch Wambua, Mutule Kilonzo Jr. There is also Dan Mule. When they speak, they don't speak in one voice. And when today this person gonna say this, the other day the other person is saying this, the people who say like Dan Maanzo once made a statement that Kalonzo Musoka was bargaining. Mutule Kilonzo is saying we don't want the chief minister, so these illicit interviews is wrecking division even amongst the Kamba community. Now, in the interest of time, in the fullness of time, what would most likely play out is Kalonzo may go back to Azimio, but because of the different voices within Wiper Party, it might not cascade to his voting bloc, because they may see that their leaders are not speaking in one voice. I also have a feeling that it is high time that Kalonzo Musioka's power leaders, or let's say campaigners, must then come out to counter Kenya Kwanza leaders that are demonizing his comeback. If you listen to Alfred Mutua, I think they were speaking, I think that was Alfred Mutua and Mudama, they were speaking somewhere in Ukambani, and they were saying that Kalonzo has been given something. I think even Moses could have made this statement that Kalonzo has been given some billions so that he can go back to Azimio la Umoja. Okay, there is no concrete evidence. It can be a political propaganda. But the fact that then he's dented by the other side means that Kalonzo, even the combination that are behind him, apart from the ones that are from the 3 Ukambani counties, might be part of the undecided voters. The 20% that opinion posters shows that are decided, I think 10% of that population is from Kalonzo Musioka supporters, and then 10% maybe are from minority groups, but the Luo, Kikuyu, and also partly Gema. So I have to understand that one thing, of course, my daughter is making a lot of noise somewhere in the background. They have to make sure that Kalonzo demonization does not see the light of the day. Lastly, make public acceptance of his stake in Azimio. What I mean in this is, one of the ways to convince his supporters that he has accepted and is fully in Azimio, not just but for convenience, but is fully supporting Raila Odinga, is first publicly to accept that position of chief minister, and for a better understanding, find a way they can communicate to the Ukambani, rather his voting bloc, what they stand to gain in Azimio government. And I can say that you restrain from making it figures. Restrain from figures, but make it figurative. Create a picture in the minds of voters instead of giving voters a very difficult assignment of telling them we have 20% of governance. People don't get that. Find how to create a picture in the minds of voters. If it is about the dams, visualize dams in a manner that if you talk to people in the community level, they understand. But don't go and tell them that we have 20% of government from Azimio. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my analysis on what is really needed. And of course, we are looking forward for that press briefing because it's going to give us what officially is. IBC had slated the Saturday 4th for Kalonzo Musoka to appear so that he can take there his papers. And if you remember, early in the day, Wairia was saying despite the fact that there were some hitches with Kalonzo's papers or signatures, IBC was so much into him and they even gave him extra time so that he can sort out the issues and be allowed to vie. So tomorrow's press briefing, I think, is going to give us a clear picture of what we are expecting. Enoch Wambua had mentioned that Raila, Kalonzo and Uhuru are in constant talks.